Welcome back, guys. This is Henry1502 Inc. I'm back, and before I start, I'm gonna ask you guys to please click on every ad below or around my videos. I get a small cut, you guys get some great ads. Now what I'm doing is I'm making a Call of Duty website. It's very basic and it's for Black Ops 2, and the reason I'm doing it like this and not in Google Plus was because I started Google Plus and I lost Wi-Fi connection, so I'll just go back and hopefully that'll be okay. So yeah, I saw my Google Plus upload and it doesn't look, it's basically not readable to normal people. So unless you're watching me live, you probably will not know what you're doing just by looking at my videos alone. Now before I start, I'm going to say, check out, you have to add me on Google Plus, Henry1502. I'm pretty sure that's what my name is. If not, you can just go to my YouTube channel and click the link to my Google Plus account, and there you can find files that I have left Black Ops 2 index folder, and you guys can download the pictures that we will be using. Now let me just show you guys what I've already started in Google Plus. Now Google Plus, this is what I got through before my Wi-Fi shut down, and I just decided that it wasn't worth it, and I am using Notepad++. Now I had to go back and change a few lines of codes, because turns out that I actually had the backdrop in, and what I do not want to do is have any copyright materials. So I will basically try my best not to show any copyright materials for this video. For my next one, there will be a ton of them. There'll actually be a very cool Call of Duty backdrop to it, so keep on watching. So this is what I did. This is a comment. In order to comment, you have to do this and you have to do that, and you put whatever you have to say in here, and basically your computer will know that you don't want that line of code to be in there. You just want to leave a reminder for yourself. So that's how you comment, and I'm not going to be going over the basics of HTML and CSS, because you could find out pretty much all of that on your own in 20. Alright guys, so next what we're going to do is, in this we're going to add a video, and I know I'm not actually going to show it because, once again, I don't want any copyright in this video, and that's why I don't have the background, and that's why it really won't make sense until the next video where I will have the background in, just to show you guys for reference sake. Yeah, so this is the code for the video. Whoa, what am I doing? So as you see, I commented, I named it to let myself know that this is the video part, div, class, and all of that, all the good stuff that you really need to have a video. Now this is, once you go to a YouTube, this links up to a YouTube to the Call of Duty YouTube channel. So if you go to Call of Duty and you watch their videos on pretty much every video now on the web, and you click the share button, there should be an embed button somewhere below the video, and basically this allows you to put the video on other sites. So iframe, width, height, this is basically telling your computer what website's from, the border, and this allows it to be full screen. So that's pretty much what that all does. And yeah, now for the CSS side of it, here we have the video right here. Hold on. Intro video wrap. But I don't know. I don't think we need the content. So, like I said before, we're not going to actually see the video until the next tutorial. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make a living here too. So the next thing that we're going to do is, for this, we're going to add a navigation bar right here on pictures, with pictures. And what this navigation bar is going to do is it's going to link you up to different parts of the site. These sites are not, we have not created them yet. We will in later tutorials, but we'll have one on campaign, multiplayer, zombies, and like extra. So the campaign one will link you to our page where it will tell you what you need to know about the campaign mode. So let's go. What we have to start off by doing is creating divs, but I'm going to say get in the habit of leaving comments everywhere, because comments really let you know what you need to do. And leave a ton of space, because you don't want to get your code confused in any way. So leave a noticeable amount of space. So here it is, nav1. These are what I name my classes. It's just something I do. For someone, I know for a lot of web developers, they'll use wrap or wrapper or content or jar, stuff like that. This is what I name them. I don't know. I have a weird habit of naming things like this, but yeah. So on the CSS side of things, what you guys can see is I already have this part set up, and this should just show one box up right here, one box with pictures. See, look right here, campaign. We haven't created that site yet, so it's not going to link us to anything. Now let me run through what each of the code does. And I actually can't, this is going to be hard for me to do it without doing split screen. So I'm going to try to do split screen. It never works out, because whenever I try doing split screen, it's always hard to balance each side. So here we have, let me pull up where it starts. Hopefully we can all see this. Hopefully. I know it's really hard for me to make the quality, for me to record it while it's on split screen. So here I'm gonna try anyway. Here we have the div panel. You have to, for every div you make here, you can either, you have to make a div tag in CSS if you want to use that div. And this is how you basically make a div. The phone number, or how I like to do it, the div.panel. And so basically, here's number one, the whole thing as a whole. This does not have a color. This basically is telling me what the properties are going to be, what its properties are going to be. And if I actually wanted to increase it, I could say 14 point. I increase it from 13 to 14. I know it doesn't sound like much, but it actually makes a considerable. It makes a difference if you actually look. So yeah, this code, what this code basically does is it gives, this is the first time where you could see the video. You can see the gray right here. So the best way to explain it is you're making boxes inside of boxes inside of boxes inside of boxes. So the first box, second box is the gray outline, and the third box includes the video. So that's the best way I can explain it, honestly. And the text content, it kind of gets weird here, because originally when I make a text, it usually works, but in this case it didn't, so I ended up making two, and it's kind of counterintuitive. So I'm going to be running through how to change that. I just added two just for the sake of not aging, because that could take me a while to figure it out, and I'm still learning. And that's the great thing about it. I'm learning with you guys, and you guys are learning with me. We're somewhat on the same level. Yeah, so moving on. You probably won't see this pink thing or blue thing right here, but yeah. This is basically the box, so a box within a box within a box within a box, the campaign text. So basically what we're going to do is, and I'm going to try to do this really quick because this video is getting way too long. We're going to be reusing the same code, except changing a few things, changing the characteristics, and the characteristics in these cases will be where it is. So pretty much the x coordinates of each box. So instead of, we'll have the campaign mode is, say, on 10, the coordinates are 10. The multiplayer will be down here, zombie down here, and like a small sliver will be extra. So here we go. All you really need to, it's almost the same code, just a few variations within each other. And the variations, well, the most common variations really is the type of picture that we're going to be using. Those are really the only things that change. And again, you can get this off of my Google Plus account. Not the code I'll add in later, but you can get most of everything else. So here it is, row number 2. This is what happens when you don't. Interesting. This is what happens when you don't add CSS, because CSS, HTML is basically the content. CSS, think of it as the property. So the content is just raw, it's raw data. CSS pretty much works that raw data into something useful. So let's switch to the CSS as part of this. I just have to find out what I'm missing. And leave some space. There we go. Now, the first thing that should really pop up to you is that it's kind of the same code. It's set up in the same structure, kind of. It's more like I took the last 4 lines of code, the last 4 sections of this, the last 4 divs, and reproduced them and slightly edited them. See, pretty much all the same, but I'm probably going to have to change the width for all of them, since I changed the width for the first one just to make them look similar and uniform and professional. So if we go back here and we refresh it, you can see that it's pretty much the same thing happens. And if you guys don't know this, the first one is bigger than the second one, but that's okay. It's close enough in my books. So yeah, since you guys get the gist of the of this navigation bar, we'll just move on. Make sure that you watch the next video, because you'll actually get to see the background and everything included. And please like, add, subscribe. This is Henry1502 Inc. I'm out.